This smelts 360 items per hour. This smelts 4,000 items per hour. This furnace array smelts 11.5 thousand items per hour. This furnace array also smelts 11.5 items per hour. This furnace array smelts 60,000 items per hour, or 1,000 items per minute. This thing is a beast. So we are going to get into all of these furnaces today, talk about them, what makes them tick, what makes them so efficient, and how you can make all of these furnace arrays and how you can make custom furnace arrays if you want with this knowledge. So let's get right into these 4 amazing furnace arrays that you can build in your survival world today. Do you want to play on a Minecraft server with me and receive some other really cool benefits? Definitely consider becoming a Patreon today. You can learn more on the Patreon site, which is linked down below. This was a very nice comment for someone to leave on one of my videos, so I wanted to shout out the comment really quick. If you want one of your comments to be shouted out in a future video, all you have to do is leave a nice comment on this video. If you need help from me or have any questions for me, or you want help on any of these designs, the easiest way to get in touch with me is on Discord. The link to join the Discord is down below. Cool, so let's get back into the video. Okay, let's get right into this. So this is the most basic automatic furnace smelter that you can make in Minecraft. It's literally the basics. You put a hopper in the back of the furnace, you put a hopper in the top of the furnace, you put everything you want to smelt in the top, you put all your fuel in the back, it goes into the furnace, it smelts, and then it goes into this collection chest down at the bottom here. When you set up a furnace array like this, just one module of a furnace array, it will smelt 360 items per hour. So that number is really important because that means that all the future furnace arrays, or any furnace array that you want to make in the future, if you have it fully optimized, you should be getting 360 items per hour per furnace that you have in your smelting system. Okay, so I hope that all made sense. So now that we've talked about that one and how to do that, let's go ahead and talk about this first basic furnace array. This was actually one of the first furnace arrays that I made in Minecraft Survival. It's very, very simple. You hop up here, you put the items you want to smelt in this chest right here, you put the items you want to smelt in this chest right here, you pull the lever, they are going to dispense into those hoppers and into the furnaces. The fuel is going to go in the correct place, and the items to smelt are going to go in the correct place. It's going to distribute them evenly into these furnaces. So if we look at what's going on in the back here, I mean, this lever is pretty simple. You have the lever, which is powering this block, which powers that power rail that makes that go. So that's how you trigger that chest minecart right there. This dot of redstone gets powered when you power that block, which powers then this block, which then powers that. And then if we go across, this one is the one for the fuel. So you're going to see all of the coal in these hoppers right here, and all of these point into the furnaces. Since you have a hopper minecart going over the top and distributing all of these evenly, you are going to get an even distribution. I've seen sometimes when you don't, like, especially on servers, when you don't let this go one further than the hopper, sometimes you get less items in this last hopper right here. So I do actually like to leave an extra space on the end right here for the minecart to roll over, just to make sure that this one indeed does get 2 when the hopper minecart bounces back. Sometimes when there's lags on servers, that gets messed up, so I do like to do that. And I did put only 11 chests here, so 11 times that 360 number does end up being around 4,000 items per hour. Now you can easily make this more efficient the longer you make it, but then you're going to get clog, and where the clog is going to happen is down here in the hoppers. So as you smelt stuff faster, as you add more furnace arrays, the output is going to grow more and more increasingly, which is going to eventually clog these hoppers down here, because this hopper has to handle the drops from every single one of these furnaces. So there does happen to be a clog, so then your rates are going to slowly decrease. So if you're on a survival server and you made something like this and it's really long, and you're wondering why it's taking so long for the items to get here, they're probably stuck in the back in the hoppers back there. So this one's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. I have made these in my survival Minecraft before. They are very handy. And now let's get into some of the more complex designs, or the more intense designs like this one. So this one actually has 32 furnaces. Now this is this is incorrect. So this, I did mention here that the 9,000 per hour, that's just how many items the hoppers in the back can handle. So when I did do this one, you can see here the hoppers did get clogged, as I mentioned before in the video. That is a major issue when working with these things. So I'll show you how to fix that in the next design. In the next design, I do fix that. But we're going to talk about this one and how you could make this design actually hit that 11.5 thousand items per hour, which is 11,500. This is just our system to drop everything off. I mean, you would just fill up. You could just have this double chest right here, get rid of the rest of this. You don't really need that. Put all your items in there, and then we have hopper minecarts under here. The hopper minecarts are good because they pick up the items really fast. So when they go out, distribute all the items, it distributes 32 this way when it goes out this way, and then 32 on the way back as well. So it drops off a whole stack. So when it comes back to the dock right here, it's gonna have 64 items less than it had when it left. So it's gonna be a whole stack. And what I did was I made a smart delay on this thing. So I made it so that this detector rail will actually detect if this hopper minecart has items. As soon as you enhance the signal, it's just gonna, no matter how many items it has, it's gonna say it still has items left. So as long as it says items left, we want it to keep going. So we have that attached to the power rail. So this says, okay, the hopper minecart has items. Let's keep the hopper minecart going by powering this rail. And then I added a delay so that the hopper minecart could actually get the full stack of items that it lost before going out again. So to get that, the perfect amount of delay for 32 furnaces, which is 64 items dropped off, there is one repeater with 4 delay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then one repeater with single delay. So there's 7 repeaters with full 4 delay on them, and then one repeater with 1 delay on it. And that is perfect for making sure that both of these hopper minecarts are picking up the full 64 items before they take off again. And all you have to do to prime this thing is press this button. It's gonna take off, and then it's not gonna stop until you're out of items to smelt. So until this thing runs out, because these are gonna keep collecting new items. As you can see, the delay is right there, and then they're gonna take off again. So when they come back, we can actually check, and I'll show you that it does pick up the full 64 items before it takes off again. That one does come in first, so it's all about this second one that's a little bit slower. So you can see it does have a full inventory. That's probably because these are all full, but it would normally drop off 64. And the back of this is built the same. We just have the hoppers going into the furnaces. Then we have hopper minecarts going over the top, and the hoppers actually pull the items out of the hopper minecarts. And then, yeah, of course, you have to power the power rail, which you can either do with a block of redstone, or you can just do with a normal block and then power it. As you can see, it's as simple as that. You can just put power into a block and power these things. Now, I do have all the hoppers aiming into this one magenta piece of wool, which is how I calculated how fast it worked. But I mean, you can't just put a double chest like that, like normal person would do. And then all the items are going to come into here, but there is going to be a buildup, and you definitely don't want that there because that's going to stop the collection. I was just doing that so that we stopped collecting items. But as you can see here, all the items are coming through. Yeah, so this is a good design if you're going to be using a fuel that's not bamboo. So you can attach this to a blaze rod farm or some sort of farm, like a wither skeleton farm, some kind of farm that gives you fuel. But you can't hook this up to a bamboo farm because you need lots of bamboo to power something like this. So you can't hook up this design to a bamboo farm, but this next one you can. So this is one of my favorite designs. You're gonna hook this up to a bamboo farm. You are gonna need a ton of bamboo to make this run. And I also split up the item collection. So that's one right there. So that one's kind of weird. You would need that to, you know, join up with the front out here, or if you don't care about getting, you know, them stuck in the hoppers for a little bit, you can just make them all come out to one place. But yeah, I do have all 3 rows going somewhere else. So there's 11 furnaces on this side going into that wool. There's 10 furnaces on the back going into that wool, and then there's 11 furnaces on this side going into that wool. And this one I built very similar to the other design. It still has the delay. This is all just for the items you want to smelt. I made this really intense because I was doing a tick warp and I needed lots of items to smelt. But you put all the items in here, it goes down into this hopper minecart. The hopper minecart takes all the items, takes them up to the correct place, and distributes them. It's all automatic. All you have to do is press that to trigger it. It'll go once. This one's gonna come back and then just dock there because it's gonna have no items left. So it's gonna say, I don't need to drop off anything else. I'm done for the day. And then it's gonna go and return back there. Great. And you would need your bamboo input over on this end. And you need a ton of bamboo, as I said before. And on this one, all I did was have a hopper drop-off system. So you could just have a bamboo farm, which if you want a bamboo farm design, I have plenty on my channel. You can go check those out. Shameless promotion right there. But yeah, you just need to hook up the bamboo farm. It needs to be running all the time. You can fill all of these hoppers up. Make sure that each of these furnaces are getting enough bamboo to run, and then you will be good to go. And when this is maxed out and completely optimized, you're gonna get 11.5 thousand items per hour, which is amazing. I think that's more than you'll ever need in survival. I don't know what you'd be smelting that you need that much of. I mean, maybe glass, but I mean, that's still a lot of glass per hour. This furnace array is a beast. It smelts 1,000 items per minute, which is more than you'll ever need in survival Minecraft. I don't think anyone will ever need anything this powerful, honestly, but it was so much fun to make. I'm really happy I made this. It was a really fun project to make in creative, and maybe I'll make this in survival one day. And I do want to say that I did get a lot of these concepts from Tango Tek, so I'm going to link down to his videos. Thank you so much, Tango Tek, for bringing a lot of these concepts to my knowledge. I didn't even know that you could do the gates and then open them and let the minecarts go and trap them in there. I also didn't know that you could have a slab above that. So this whole thing with the hopper minecarts being under the slab, and then also you can open the gate, let them go, and they can go under it, and then they'll get stuck until you open it again. That whole thing, I did not understand until I watched Tango Tek's video. So I really appreciate that you brought that to my attention. And yeah, and he has a lot of great designs. He's one of the players on Hermitcraft. I'm going to link down to his video down below. You should definitely go check out his video on this same thing. He built it in his survival world, or on their survival server. But yeah, let's get into this thing. So you drop everything you want to smelt in here, and then pretty much the rest is automated. It'll kick it all out. So if we go ahead and go in here and we just start dumping a lot of our ores into here, I'll try and explain what happens. So the minecart picks up the items. So we'll see it come back here. It's going to pick up some of the items. There's a little bit of delay, so it can pick them all up, and then it goes. It also unleashes all of these the hopper minecarts underneath, and then it'll release all of these ones as well. It makes that cool wave effect. And when it goes over here, it'll, you know, get all the items that are over here, and then it'll also send a signal up this way. This signal is what opens up all the fence gates up above. When the fence gate up above opens up, it releases all of these hopper minecarts, would then go across, and each one of these arrays have 10 furnaces in them. As you can see, I made mine a little bit too large, so it's not fully optimized for the amount of resources I used. So I think I would make it a little bit smaller if I was going to make it again. Now there's 10 furnaces in a row in this thing, and that number is not irrelevant. It has a purpose. So when a hopper minecart drives over the top of this hopper minecart, it picks up 5 items. So when the hopper minecart goes over there and then it's on its way back, it's going to drop off 5 items, and then when it goes by again, it's going to drop off 5 more items. So it's going to have 10 items in it, and then that's when this line of redstone is timed perfectly to release this hopper minecart, and then it's going to release all 10 items into the furnaces. This delay is set up perfectly to actually pick up the signal and release all the hopper minecarts after they pick up all the items that they need to dispense. This detector rail will pick up the hopper minecart every single time it goes by, because there's not a comparator right there, it's just a repeater. So this is going to trigger every single time the hopper minecart drives by. And then the comparator is on this one. So this hopper minecart isn't going all the time. It only goes when there's actually items on the pressure plate, or when this detector rail when this detector rail, there's a detector rail right here. That's what this one is. When that one senses that this thing still has more items in it. I used a observer here. I don't think that's what Tango Tek did in his video. I just wanted this fence to open once the first time items were sensed dropped down there, just to get it going. The rest is going to be all automated from this detector rail under here, sensing that this thing still has items in it. There's going to be a little delay so it can actually pick up all the items there, and then I'll open that up once the hopper minecart has actually picked up all of the items. This thing actually dispenses its whole inventory full of items every single time it goes across here. So that's actually an issue. I would recommend making it shorter, a little bit shorter, maybe by 2 whole rows, so that you're just wasting these resources on the end here. If this hopper minecart can't even, if it dispenses all of the items and it doesn't really need all of this set up. This thing takes a crazy amount of fuel. I know Tango Tek was gonna use bamboo and have an automatic bamboo farm, but you would need a lot of bamboo, so I was using a different fuel source. But I mean, you could hook it up to a mega bamboo farm and just have the bamboo farm running like literally 24/7 AFK at that thing all the time to fuel this thing, because it would need a lot of bamboo to work correctly. The way that everything dispenses down here at the bottom is, we just have the hoppers going into dispensers. The dispensers shoot across, they hit the wall across from them, and then they go into the water stream. I tried, if you hook this all up with hoppers, there's gonna be too many items in the hoppers that you can't handle. So you literally have to use water streams to collect everything, and then a bunch of hoppers here at the end, because this hopper is gonna fill up crazy fast. And then you would need some sort of system to get it back up to you, wherever that would be. Tango Tek made his underground, and he dropped his items down here, and then he would have a water chute bring it back up to him. Right now I have a pretty primitive automation for the dispenser of the items, the dispensing of the items set up. I have it just connected to this first one, but what it does is it automatically detects when there's items in here, and then it triggers this piston, which then turns on a clock that shoots out all of the gold. As you can see, it didn't work correctly because there's still a bunch of gold back there, and there it all goes. But I mean, I also just made this manual switch, so you can go ahead and do this manual switch, and it'll trigger all the dispensers to release all the gold that they're getting in there, or whatever else you're smelting. The way this is set up is you just have an observer clock set up with a redstone line that goes into a block underneath each of the dispensers. I used repeaters because those would pick up the power from the block, and then you just bring that all the way around into every single block underneath the dispensers. So I did make it so that this one got triggered last, hoping that that would, make it so that since it's sensing this one and this one gets triggered last, it would get all of them. The way this is set up is similar to the system in the center. We have the fences that are the fence gates that are blocking the hopper minecarts, and then we have another hopper minecart collecting all of the fuel and then dispensing it across those. But then you have to manually open that up when those are done dispensing and let these hopper minecarts run over the top of the hoppers that put them into the fuel of the furnaces. So that's done manually on both sides. You can dispense all of that, and then you just come in here and you can turn that off at the end. And what this is doing is it's putting time in between each of the fences being triggered. So if we watch again, you can see there is a delay, there's a wave, and that's just to make sure that the hopper minecart has time to dispense the items in the next hopper minecart before they all take off. So we can watch as I put in the items here. First time it goes, yeah, I mean, it's super delayed the very first time. The second time it should work properly, has a little bit of delay. And then it goes, drops off all the items. And then it's gonna do it on the other side. On the other side, what we have on this side is just repeaters on the detector rail to say, okay, yeah, there is a hopper minecart here, and then that's what triggers the redstone going this way. And you have to do it on both sides. So one line opening on the gates this way, and then the other line starting from this end going that way. If you have the hopper minecart going this way over these, and then had it coming back, the hopper minecart wouldn't be in place on the way back, and then you'd miss all of these when it's on its second run. And you need to make sure that all the hopper minecarts are in place each time that the hopper minecart on top here is going to be going over it. So that is the issue that having it come from both sides fixes. In the middle here, you can see that what this is just power rail going up into a slant like this. And the way that you do that is you get the power rail and then you put the power rail up on this block like that. And then once you have this power rail slanted, you can go ahead and get rid of that and just put a solid block there. And then these slabs are literally on the top part of this block right here. And it's literally just these hopper minecarts all the way down in that formation. And then of course you're gonna need power sources on all the power rail to keep them powered. But yeah, if you have any questions about any of these designs, or if you want the world download, definitely join the Discord. I can answer your questions, and I will include the world download there just because I'm, you know, super stoked on all of these designs, and I want you guys to have access to them so you can make them in your survival worlds. Well, cool. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you make some of these automatic furnace arrays and start smelting up some of your ores. I hope this helped, and if it did, definitely leave a like. That helps me out a lot. Share it with a friend. Definitely subscribe, and I will see you in the next tutorial. All right, cool. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.